that they're doing everything correctly.
Yes, yes. And that's kind of why we're on to do some education. You know, I talk a lot about gut health, but I'm careful what I put on the shop because I know that, you know, I don't want people to have adverse side effects. And you were saying that well, maybe we'll start with what did you call it? The Bioclear kit. We could start with that one. That was the first thing we put on their shop. And you said it was just a nice all-round gut detox. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about the Bioclear program is that it has 3 things in it that do very important functions. You've got the Sidon in there, which is the antimicrobial support for balancing your gut health. And so that's super important because even if you took, you know, millions of CFUs of probiotics a day, if you've got bad bacteria or imbalanced bacteria in your gut, it's going to cause problems that just the probiotics aren't enough to deal with. So you do need to like get rid of those unwanted partners in your gut and make sure to support the good ones. So the Sidon is sort of that broad spectrum type of herbal formula that has support for yeast as well as bacteria and parasites and even viruses. So it's just so broadly acting, it's really effective that way. And then the GI detox comes into play because you need to mop up and pull out the toxins once you're killing things off. Many of you may have heard of biofilms. So we know that anytime you've had an infection in your body, after 2 weeks, it started to develop this coating, this biofilm, and it makes it very impervious to treatment as well as detection by your immune system. But as you break down these biofilms with some of the botanicals, then those endotoxin components are going to get reabsorbed into your system and make you feel like a detox reaction or die-off reaction or Herxheimer's. So, but if you pull those things out during the process, you'll feel a lot better. Your body's not having to deal with those extra toxins to get rid of them. And so that's what the GI detox is really doing. So it's grabbing and pulling those components out. And it also has some nice support in there for metals and even other xenobiotics, because using a bunch of different binders together kind of gives you a wide variety of things that you're able to bind and isolate and pull out of your system. So using that like an hour to 2 hours after the Sidon, when you're on an empty stomach, is really important because of course it's going to bind to whatever's there. So you don't want to take it with other supplements or other medications because it could absorb them and make them less effective. So you always want to use the GI detox on an empty stomach. The only time where I would say you could take that with food is if you ate something and you feel like it was off. Like if you got a little bit of food poisoning or something, you might go, yeah, I need this now. I need a bunch of it right away. And in fact, our office manager today called me this morning and she ate something at her cousin's yesterday and has food poisoning. And I told her to take 4 or 5 cups, you know, immediately and like every few hours. She can't eat anyway. Because she's throwing up, but you know, try to
thing to have around, isn't it? The GI detox.
The GI detox. It's a good medicine cabinet kind of item. And then the ProFlora 4R is the spore-based probiotic. So the advantage to that is that it's not something that you have to worry about the quality being interfered with by stomach acid, by temperature. It doesn't require refrigeration. The spores get down into your gut and then they proliferate and help balance your intestinal flora. So you can take it even at the same time as Sidon. Nothing can kill those spores. They're impervious. So they're super useful. You know, it used to be like in life, we would go out in nature or we would go out and hunt our food or dig up our food, or we would be touching the dirt somehow. And we would be getting these soil organisms more readily into our body. But, you know, these days kids don't even go out and play in the dirt anymore. People are just on their phones or, you know, living in cities and always eating packaged food. And they're just not ever getting in contact with dirt. And so the ProFlora 4R kind of gives us that, you know, healthy soil component back. And then I added to it a very special form of quercetin called QU995. It's a patented form of quercetin that's 170 times stronger than regular quercetin. And so that's going to really calm down any inflammation in your gut or elsewhere. It's a great one if you have allergies even. I use it that way. And having a strong quercetin on board is also really helpful for leaky gut repair. There's been studies now that have shown that the quercetin will repair leaky gut, so that's an important component. And then we added aloe and marshmallow for additional soothing and healing component to the GI tract, as well as just to give a little bit more help to people who might be constipated. A lot of people with SIBO have that problem. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I like to have quercetin on